So, as I was saying, so far all we've done is generate code, threw in a few sentences to link our main sheet to the code and have the screen come up nice and pretty and be able to jump to the sprite sheet. So there's one more thing I want to show you that ClassBuilder can do for you. And I will bring up ClassBuilder now. And there it is. And we get ClassBuilder up, and we're going to go look at our sprite sheet. And let's go ahead and edit him. Now, we've done the child classes, SS tile, linking in as our children to our object. We've hooked up our foreign keys and all of that. And we have yet another tab here, and this is Form Buttons. So ClassBuilder, when you link your form name here, does a read through the table for all the gadgets, and he pulls out everything that is possibly a button, okay? And those can be button images, standard buttons, that sort of thing. So if you stay using normal stuff, we're all good. Now, he does his very best to figure out what you want based on the enumerator name or the text that's actually on the button. So he does real good with saves and cancels. He does pretty good with creates, modifies, and deletes. Now, I deliberately used add and remove. So those are non-standard buttons. They're also image buttons. And so he really doesn't quite know what to do with them, no matter how much I code. So that's why this screen's here. Well, that and the original design of ClassBuilder was to facilitate swapping out the pure basic controls with all the really cool custom controls that are all over the pure basic website stuff. There are some truly amazing controls out there, and there's no graceful way to swap out an existing combo box with combo box EX or list with list EX. Well, that was one of the underlying factors and pretty much the focus of the previous versions of ClassBuilder. With this one, I've actually learned my lessons. People don't want a whole lot of that. It gets too complex, too cumbersome. So we have this whole minimalistic approach that all of these videos have taken to show you. And that's caused a significant rewrite to various pieces all across the application. So the idea originally here was we're going to swap this button out with some cool graphics button. Well, part of that also was to link code to the button. So I wanted to keep the code with the button. And when you're doing the minimalistic stuff, you're not doing any of the list EX or the combo box EX. These screens are still here, but you don't get a custom import. There's no replacement that I'm going to give you. There's no button from this replacement that you want to use, and therefore you have no picture of a button here. So this add, he knows what his enumerator is, he knows what his name is, but we want to link it. We're going to link it to this list icon that we created, tiles, that is on our sprite sheet. We could probably leave standard code and it might work, but it's a lot funner to come over here and say, okay, we're going to create. Well, now that I've done those two, he automatically knows that I'm going to be creating a child class. So he looks at our parent object, the sprite sheet, and says, oh, well, you only got one child class. Obviously, you must be talking this guy. If you had multiple child classes, then you would have to choose which one you want that specific button to update. So this button, button image add, is now going to create a record for us. And we will come into this one, and let's see, none of that matters. We'll link him, we'll put him there. And so, oops, this is removed. So we want to go with a delete. Now, I'm going to take a break here. That's where we would go. I would hit save and we would regenerate the code real quick. But I want to take a moment and say, there's a lot of code here. You can create a button and then link it up to export or import or save. So you can move things up in lists. You can move things down in lists. You can open up a path browser and return a path variable. You can open up a file browser and return a file. Or you can open up a color requester. So these are all canned sort of chunks of code that get dropped automatically into your control loop on the left click of these buttons. So right now we are just going to go with this one. With custom controls, there's another entire panel down here that lets you customize the actual controls. That's a dynamically filled in thing based on the actual custom controls. So we're going to save this. I'm going to go ahead and save it all back. And now we can come out here and let's go generate this code. And we're going to export it. Yes, we will use this. And we will push our code across. And I just realized we stepped all over our sprite sheet. Okay, so no big deal. We'll close all this down, save it all back. That was just a comment. So let's go to our sprite sheet, open our new code up. We have moved this definition to a global front end, and we will scroll down, and lo and behold, now on our add button, we're calling SS tile create. And on our remove button, oh, I must have screwed up my save. Let's jump back in, do it again. So, I don't remember seeing it pop up on that screen when I was doing all that other stuff. And that's a problem with me sometimes. So we'll come over here. Well, yeah, see, he didn't save. He says you were screwing around way too much. Delete mod. Okay, so save. There he is. Now we're all happy. Generate the code. And yes, it would be probably faster just to type the one line of code that I'm going to get out of this. Okay, so we'll scroll back to the top. And the one thing that this hasn't not done for us is list off the child collection into the list view or list icon that we put up on the screen, I think. So let's go ahead and launch this. And oh, you popped up over on my other screen. All right, we'll bring it over. Let's go to forms. And let's go ahead and look at sprite sheet. So sprite sheet did not list our tiles. I recalled making that change earlier today. And this will be your first kind of look at some of the new code. So yes, we have a list of tiles that are his children, right? So minimize that. Let's come over here, and we can start with sprite sheet. and that should do it. And normally we would grab load list icon, but load list icon is going to list sprite sheets. It's not going to list the children of this specific sprite sheet. So as you'll recall, I've mentioned it numerous times, we now have a SS tile collection. When we linked the child class in ClassBuilder, he created this SS tile collection, which is a list of SS tiles. So we can come in here and say, I want you to spin through all the children of my current object of sprite sheet and list them out on this list icon. So the list icon name is gadget, and this is FRM sprite sheet, and then it's going to be list icon. Okay, now when you're just listing sprite sheet or sprite sheets from sprite sheet, what we would actually do is say that's all I really need. But if you listen to my words carefully, I said we want to list all the tiles from the current sprite sheet that we're looking at. So we have to pass him a handle, ampersand, and our variable of our sprite sheet. So that's work sprite sheet into this procedure, and he knows how to go load that up for us. Now, what we want to do, if you fill up a list, obviously you select the first one, select first, and that's first list, and let's copy this. Oops, okay, and I paste him in there. We're all good. So there we go. We now list all of our tiles on the screen when the screen loads. We're in the actual first procedure of the form, and we're listing out our tiles. The class builder picked up everybody else for us, and all of our procedures have been filled out for us, so we're good.